Yo, 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 it's me. It's been a year since I've uploaded, so, here is the highly anticipated sequel for the Europe tier list video, and obviously this time it's Asia. And yeah, I've included Turkey this time. Um, I don't know if you can hear it, I hope you can't, but it's raining outside, so you might hear some, like, dripping shit, but that's just rain. It's not like some weird shit happening in my house. Anyway, it's basically the same thing as last time, except I've got pineapples in a can. Pretty cool stuff. And F tier is the same color as C tier because I'm too lazy to change the color. But anyway, we're starting with Abu Dhabi. UAE. So, I'm giving UAE a B tier because UAE it's pretty rich, and you can't really go wrong with it. Like, you can host something in UAE, and it's probably not going to stop hosting until, like, many years at least, because they've got lots of rich people there, so you can hold lots of things there. And also, I mean, the weather's kind of warm there, but I mean, it's not like, if you want to hold, like, football or something, it's not like it's gonna start snowing or some shit. So, I mean, you can hold lots of stuff there. I mean, a takeaway is that it's Muslim country, so, you know, there's all that, like, shit happening there, but it's definitely not as bad as the other ones. Yeah, next is Afghanistan. I think it's a pretty easy F tier. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, you know? Afghanistan is like, it was in a war. I think it's still kind of in a war. And, the whole country is war-torn. There's, like, nothing there. It's just, like, a total fucking mess. Armenia is getting a C tier. So it's in the Caucasus, so it's pretty controversial, I guess. But I would say it's worse than the other Caucasus countries. One, because it's not as rich. I mean, not that Azerbaijan and Georgia are, like, rich or anything, but I mean, like, they're not poor either. And Armenia, it's, like, nearing that territory, you know? And also, Armenia doesn't have the size and, like, people. You know, like, Yerevan, it's not, like, a known city, unlike Baku and, Tbilisi. I think they're more known than Yerevan, so yeah, they're getting a C tier. And the other Caucasus country, Azerbaijan, I think it's getting a B tier. It's richer. It's kind of the same with UAE, where you can, like, hold events there, because there's a lot of billionaires in Baku. I mean, Baku is, like, a pretty nice looking city, so, like, people want to move there, of course. So you can also hold events there, and they're gonna be pretty successful, so it's also got that. And it's also, like, it's got Baku, it's got a few other cities there which are pretty cool too. And it's got that retarded dispute with Armenia about the Nagorno-Karabakh territory, which isn't here. Obviously, it's not a country. But I mean, if it would probably be F tier because it's really dumb. But anyway, next one, Bangladesh. I think Bangladesh is also getting a C tier. I mean, it's, like, not a completely horrible country like Afghanistan. I think it's Armenia territory, you know, like, it's kind of getting into, like, second world, if that's really even a thing. But right now, it's still pretty third world. Like, a lot of people living there are, like, poor as hell. And it's also really heavily affected by floods, which is also pretty good for it. So, I would give it a C tier. It's not, like, a good country, so. Bahrain, I think it's getting a A tier. I think Bahrain is a really nice country because it's small. You can probably visit the entire country in a day. And, yeah. Basically, that's it. And it's pretty cool. Like, there's some nice beaches there. So, Borneo. One thing that's cool about Borneo is it's got lots of pineapples. And speaking of pineapples, let's feast. So Borneo, I think Borneo is also A tier. It's kind of like Bahrain. It starts with B. It has lots of rich billionaires living there, and the flag's pretty cool. It's really small, and countries around it kind of hate it. So I mean, pretty cool. Yeah, Bhutan's also getting C tier in my opinion. Bhutan isn't that really good of a country. I mean, like, it's got cool mountains and stuff. Kind of like Nepal. It's like a small Nepal. There's nothing really that cool about it in my opinion. And China, China itself, I think it's a B tier. The government is fucking shit, okay? It's like some authoritarian ass government. But the nature there is really nice. The people are really nice too. So yeah, I think it's a solid B tier. Cyprus. I think Cyprus is our first D tier, okay? Cyprus, the country itself isn't that bad, but like the politics around it is just such a fucking mess. So like, I think in the 1960s, Turkey like invaded Cyprus, and then like North Cyprus came around and all that dumb shit. And UK is there too, and the UN border zone. So technically, Cyprus is divided in half by the UN border zone, because the North Cyprus is not recognized, except by Turkey, but still, it's only Turkey. So yeah, the whole country's a mess, and it's just kind of shitty there, in like most areas. Okay, the capital city, I think it's Nicosia. I'm not completely sure, but I mean it's a fairly nice city, but else it's pretty shitty. Egypt. Another A tier, in my opinion. Again, I think it's the same factor as China. Actually, I would give it a B tier. The government there is kind of shit. At least it was shit. I mean, I'm not sure if it's shit right now because I'm not really into like Egyptian politics. But I mean, it's still like a great country. You know, I think it's UAE tier. Actually, I might put UAE into A tier because UAE is pretty cool. You know, UAE and Bahrain are both pretty cool. But yeah, Egypt's staying in B tier because there's not that much about Egypt. I mean, you got the pyramids. That's pretty cool. There's the what is it called? The Suez Canal. The Suez Canal. That's some pretty cool stuff. And yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, it's got a dispute with Sudan about the borders, which is kind of cool, pretty interesting. But I mean, it doesn't really make the country better or anything. So yeah. I think Georgia is going to go into C tier with Armenia. Even though I'd say Georgia is a better country, I don't think it gets to the B tier where Azerbaijan is, because it's kind of in the same scenario where it's like it's got two countries that want to get that are inside of it that want to get independent, Kyrgyzstan and South Ossetia, and it's pretty lame that they kind of hold such a small place together, in my opinion. But I mean, yeah, at least it's not D or F in my opinion, because it's not like completely fucked. Indonesia. I want to give it an A tier. Indonesia, I've been there. It's a pretty cool country. Like, the beaches are really nice, and there's a lot of, like, cool resorts and stuff there. Like, Bintan, Bali, Borneo. There's a lot of cool islands, you know. It has, like, a shitload of islands, too. And I think I would put it in S tier if it wasn't so fucking poor. Like, I think one euro is, like, 10,000 Indonesian rupiah. It's, like, crazy. Like, the currency's total shit. Okay, Israel. I put it in F tier, but I think I'm giving it D tier, because at least it's, like, recognized by countries, you know, like, okay, well, fair enough, Palestine, which I don't think is here, actually, yeah. Oh, Palestine's not even here. Oh, Israel is at least, like, recognized by every single country, except for maybe, like, a few small ones. But I mean, like, that's a few small ones. You didn't have, like, complete countries recognizing it, and I think what Israel is doing to Palestine is pretty fucked up, but I mean, it's not really that bad. It's the home of the Jews, but you know, ooh, Jews, whoa! But like, yeah, it's not really like horrible, but I think it's still like Cyprus, you know, it's like completely retarded. India, I think it's also going to Italy. It's kind of the same with Indonesia, but the currency isn't as shit, but it's balanced by the beaches not being as good. So yeah, that's kind of it. I don't have much about India. I mean, it means India. You don't really know what the fuck that is. I think this is Iraq. Yeah, this is Iraq. I think Iran is also going to F tier. I call it Iran. I meant Iraq. Because Iraq is like still a pretty shitty country. I think they got rid of ISIS there already. But I mean, there's a lot of disputes with like Kyrgyzstan and stuff going over in there. And yeah, that's kind of retarded in my opinion. You know. So yeah, F tier. It's not completely war-torn like Afghanistan, but like I wouldn't want to live there. Like at least I would want to live in like Israel or something. I think Iran is also going into D tier. I mean, it's not like the shittiest country, but I think it's in a better situation than Iraq. And yeah, it's just Iraq with like less shit, and like all the Muslim countries hate it, except for a few of them. Yeah, but like Saudi Arabia and Iran has like massive thing going on, and they're like fucking up Yemen because of it, which is kind of fucked up in my opinion. So yeah, they're getting D tier. Jordan, I am giving Jordan an S tier. Okay, Jordan is a holy country. First of all, it's called the Hassamite Kingdom. That sounds fucking sick, dude. And the border, it looks like a fucking gun. That's pretty cool. And yeah, the people are kind of nice. I mean, there's not much. Jordan's kind of like a fucked country, but I mean, dude, it looks fucking sick. So I mean, yeah. Japan, I think Japan is also getting an S tier, but this one is like a meme country. This one is because I genuinely really like Japan. The people there are really nice. The culture is really interesting. Tokyo and Hokkaido. Hokkaido is a really nice place to go to, especially for like snowboarding and stuff. But they also got like really good food there. So yeah, Japan is S tier. Everything about it is just really nice. Kyrgyzstan. I'll be honest, I don't really know that much about Kyrgyzstan, so I think I'll just give it a B tier. I mean, its flag looks like the Xbox logo. That's pretty epic. And yeah, I think that's it. They got a border dispute though, which is pretty cool. What the fuck is Cambodia here? Cambodia. Cambodia also has a lot of pineapples. Which, speaking of pineapples, it's time for another one. It's dripping. Holy shit. Pretty cool. Cambodia's going into D tier. C tier, C tier. It's not like half war torn, you know. It's like a completely stable nation. It's just really poor, but I mean like, and there's a lot of poverty there. There's still a lot of like rich people living there. So I mean, it's not like a completely shitty nation, but I mean, it's on the edge, you know. North Korea. All memes aside, I think I'm putting in F tier because North Korea is just shit. Like, you know, North Korea, it's a completely shitty nation, dude. Of course, they have the best leader in the world, but I mean, like, he's not, even with the best leader in the world, they still haven't done much, so I mean, yeah, kind of screwed. South Korea. I think South Korea is getting an 8 tier. I think it's a pretty cool country, but, I mean, language sounds pretty nice, and most about it is pretty cool. But I don't think it's Japan tier, you know? It's not like a completely, like, cool nation, you know? It's, like, kind of cool, you know? And this is Kuwait. Yeah, Kuwait. Kuwait's getting a B tier. It was in a war not so long time ago, so, I mean, it's still kind of war-torn. But Kuwait has the strongest currency in the world, which is pretty cool. The Kuwaiti dinar. I think $1 is, like, I think one Kuwaiti dinar is, like, $2 or something. And I mean, obviously that's not, like, impressive, but I mean, it's the strongest currency, so I mean, yeah. And it's kind of small, which is kind of weird how it's so rich, because it's, like, really small. I think it's because they have, like, shitload of oil. But yeah, Kuwait's doing pretty well for itself, and I'm pretty happy for them about that. Kazakhstan, I think it's also going into B tier, it's going in. Kazakhstan is, like, sucking Russia's ass all the time. But I mean, like, it's a pretty nice country. That most people I've met from Kazakhstan, they're, like, pretty cool people. You know, like, you can't really go wrong at Kazakhstani people. And they're not really good at any sports or anything, but I mean, like, it doesn't really matter. And we also always beat them in hockey. So, I mean, it's, like, always a free win, which is pretty nice. Laos, I think it's the same as Cambodia. Except it's communist, so it's, like, even worse, you know? Lebanon. I'm putting a lot of countries into B tier, but I think they generally deserve it. Because Lebanon, it's like halfway point. It's like not a good middle representation of a Middle Eastern country. Because it's beside two shitty nations. In my opinion, shitty nations. But I mean, still, Lebanon has a lot going for it, in my opinion. So yeah, I think I'm giving it B tier. Sri Lanka. I don't know if I should go for the D or just give them the C. I think I'll just give them the C. Just because, you know, Sri Lanka is a solid C tier in my opinion. There's nothing really wrong. I mean, they're kind of poor. I mean, that's a pretty big problem in my opinion. But I mean, like, there's nothing that Sri Lanka have really done that's, like, fucked up or anything. So, I mean, yeah. They're just chilling in C tier. Myanmar. Yeah, I think I'm putting them into D tier. I don't think it's because of the people or anything. It's because of like the Rohingya shit that's been happening and how they're like killing them or something. I think I'm pretty sure they are, which is pretty fucked up in my opinion. So I mean, yeah, fuck you, Myanmar. Also, Myanmarian people I met are kind of annoying. So I mean, fuck them. And Mongolia. Mongolia is getting an A tier also. Maybe even an S tier. Okay, I'm giving Mongolia an S tier. I think Mongolia is really cool. They got really cool culture. And the fact that they even still exist is pretty cool. They had a really big empire. Everyone knows the Mongol Empire did it. Like, come on, it was like the second biggest. It was the biggest continuous empire in the world. Like, it didn't have any like ex-slaves anywhere or anything. Like any islands. It was just like a big stretch of land, like all connecting to each other. Like, it's pretty cool. Mongolia is pretty cool. I like it. I like it. Maldives, solid A tier. Well, you know why. Maldives is known for the nice beaches. I think I'm actually gonna put it in B tier because it's not gonna live very soon. It's like drowning in like 30 years or something. So I mean, that's kind of sad to see Maldives go. But I mean, you gotta be kind of shit if you can't like stop drowning, which is kind of lame. So I mean, yeah, B tier. Malaysia, I really like Malaysia. I'm putting them in A tier. It's the same case with Indonesia. They got nice beaches, in my opinion. They got some cool islands. They got the Penang. It's a pretty cool place in my opinion. It's a lot of historical things there, but it's pretty cool. The capital city, Kuala Lumpur, is also pretty nice. But it's just that their economy is kind of shit I mean, not in my opinion. I mean, it's pretty much accepted. Malaysia is kind of a shit economy. But I mean, it's a pretty nice country, so I mean, what can you really do about it? Nepal. Dude, look how the fuck they put the flag here. They couldn't even put the entire thing. Kind of retarded. Anyway, I think I'm putting it into B. It's just Bhutan with more stuff, to be really. Oman is going into D. It's almost Yemen. I mean, not really almost Yemen. Yemen is completely fucked. But I mean, like, Oman doesn't have much going for it. It's pretty poor. I'm pretty sure it's pretty poor. Like, you don't really hear about many rich things going on in Oman, you know? Like, oh, Philippines, B tier. Now, I think I'll give them an A tier. No, not you, Cambodia, you fucking Jews. Philippines into A tier. Because Philippines is... I've met many people from Philippines, and they're all pretty cool people, and they've got a pretty nice language. It's kind of Spanish, with like an Asian touch to it, which is pretty... It sounds pretty epic, you know? And the Philippine, like... It's very interesting. Like, they got Cebu, they got Manila, and they've got all the other islands. And they also have the Speed and the Spratly Islands, which is kind of lame. Like, I think they should have it because, I mean, they've always had it. So, like, yeah, that's my opinion on it. They should have the Spratly Islands. But yeah, A tier. Pakistan, D tier also. Because Pakistan is like post-war Afghanistan. You know, like, if Afghanistan wasn't in war. And like, because Pakistan is like a kind of a shitty nation. Like, there's not much you hear about Pakistan except like drone strikes or some shit, you know, like bombings. There's not much good about Pakistan. I mean, like, the people from Pakistan are nice. Nothing against the people of Pakistan. It's just the country has a lot of problems. And if they could fix it, they would probably even be B tier. But I mean, right now it's D tier. Qatar, I'm giving them a C tier because Qatar is a nice place, but their politics needs to be fixed. Okay, like every country around it fucking hates them. And, like, they can't even, like, their airways, like, Qatar Airways, can't even go through, like, Saudi Arabia. Like, even from the air. Because Saudi Arabia just fucking hates them that much. So, yeah. Qatar is pretty cool, but I mean, like, they could fix it up. Oh, Russia's here again. I don't know where I put it last time. But I think I'll just give them a tier again. Yeah. Maybe a B tier. I mean, you know Russia. Russia's got all, like, the famous stuff. Oh, vodka, oh, Rushmi, you know, the fucking retarded shit. But, I don't really like Russia, like, specifically. But, I mean, I think it's a pretty cool country. Saudi Arabia. I think it's going with Pakistan. It's just such a fucking asshole country, dude. Like, they're so... It's just like I wouldn't want to fucking live there, like ever, dude. Like, I mean, unless they get their shit figured out. I mean, they're slowly getting there, you know, letting women drive. But, like, they're fucking over Qatar. They're fucking over Yemen. And they're fucking over themselves. Like, they're women. Like, okay, Singapore, I might be a bit biased here, but I don't give a shit. Singapore is an easy S tier, dude. Because Singapore, it's an island country, and I happen to live there. But I think it's really cool. There's a lot of cool stuff there. It's pretty rich. But the one problem I have is everything there's like pretty expensive. But I mean, it's not like a huge deal. So yeah, S tier. I think it's really cool. Syria is F tier. It's basic. There's a war going on there. If you want to go there, like suicide yourself or something, yeah, Syria's pretty easy. But yeah, that's not what you really want to be known for. So yeah, F tier. Thailand. I'm giving Thailand an S tier as well because okay, yeah, it's obviously my opinion, but so I really like Thailand. I really like going there because I don't really know what it's about it, but I mean the atmosphere in Thailand is like really nice. Like the people there are pretty nice. The language is really cool, and the Thai script, I think it looks really cool as well. You know, it's like some weird like line thingies, but I think it's cool. And I mean, I want to try to write some of it. You know, like feels really nice to write it, and yeah, Thailand's really nice, and Bangkok is a really nice city, even though there's definitely problems with Bangkok. And also, oh, they have Phuket and Krabi, which are pretty cool places as well. But yeah, Bangkok has problems, but yeah, I think it's not a huge deal. Bangkok's still a pretty nice place, so S tier. Of course, Thailand has a few problems, but I mean, I think S tier is deserved. Tajikistan, I think it's the same as Kyrgyzstan. I don't really know much about Tajikistan, to be honest. Like, Tajikistan, like, I don't know, what? Whatever. East Timor, I think I'm giving them a C tier. It would be D tier if this was like 20 years ago, because I think because they were in like high tensions with Indonesia like many years ago, in like the 60s, maybe even 70s. But yeah, and then Indonesia like took them over for like 2 years, and then yeah, and they were East Timor's Portuguese though, so it's pretty unique. Portuguese colony in Asia. It might be the only one besides Macau. But Macau is not on this list because it's not a country. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. East Timor is a pretty nice country. Turkey. Turkey is so yeah, I got a few comments saying that Turkey wasn't on my last video, and I don't know why. I didn't make the list. So I mean, but Turkey is here now, and I am giving Turkey an A tier. This is because Turkey itself, like, I think sometimes I'm just gonna put the politics aside because Turkey doesn't have like that harsh politics. Attacking Syria is a really dumb idea, and Erdogan is a really shit president. Well, but I mean like, else it's a pretty nice place. I might drop it to B, but it's because of Erdogan. It's not because of like Turkey itself or anything. But I mean, else than that, Turkey is pretty cool. Istanbul and Ankara and like that, they're pretty nice cities, and they have a city called Batman, which is pretty cool. Turkmenistan. Again, what the fuck is in Turkmenistan? Like, carpets? Like, what the fuck? Okay, Taiwan. I'm going to Taiwan in A tier. About China. Ooh, that's a bit controversial. But I think I like Taiwan. Ooh, they have a female president, so that makes it way better, right? No. I'm not putting it because of the president. I'm putting it, Taiwan is a nice place, and I think Taiwan deserves independence. That's just myself, but I mean, like, they've kind of got their own culture going, and like, it's a pretty nice place to go to. They've got some weird foods that taste like weirdly good, and yeah. Uzbekistan. I think I'm putting all the stunts into the same place because I just genuinely don't know anything about stunts. Like, what's in Uzbekistan? Like, water? Like, what the fuck? Okay, Vietnam. S tier. Easy. Easy. Fucking go! Okay. Fuck it up. There. S tier. You know why. Obviously. Yemen! Oh, the last one. Okay. Yemen is going into F tier. Dude, easy F tier. The country's so fucked. I like how this goes here. Maybe we should put a rock here too, just to have like this nice long line here. Looks kind of retarded, but it's pretty fun in my opinion. So Yemen, it would even, not because it's the last country, but even if it wasn't like the last country on this list, it would still be last on F tier because Yemen is like the shittiest country in the world right now. Like, it's even worse than Syria and like Chad. Of course, but Chad is in Chad conditions right now. Yeah, but yeah, even Somalia is better because, dude, like people are like dying from like preventable diseases a lot, and dude, you should see all the kids with malnutrition. Like, it's kind of fucked there. So yeah, and ending off my list on a not so good note. Yeah, that's my list. So if you enjoyed this video and
skip it up and that up.